nonprofit organization is just to be really real about your cause. Be passionate about your cause. Please don't get into, the nonprofit world just for grants. Do your work, have your own data, your own research. Be for real about it, because it's the people that's coming into the business just to make money off of getting the grants and really not doing the work that's making it hard for the people that are really passionate about their work out here. So, get your foot in the door, make some good relationships with some of the community leaders out there, but above all, just have a great mission, vision, and just from a business perspective, have your business together. Get your business plan together, get your board together, have your weekly meetings. Just do everything from a business, standpoint. Do it right. Do everything on the up and up, and don't be afraid to partner with other organizations. Don't be afraid to partner. It's this thing out here where most organizations feel like, oh, I don't want to partner with them, because XYZ. No, you can always find a way where it's not a conflict of interest. These nonprofit organizations really need to come together. We need to come together, and because it really takes a village to do what we need to do out here in the community with these kids. So from a business perspective, do your homework. Know that even when it's time for you to start writing grants and with running a nonprofit, you're going to work to 3, 4 o'clock a.m., especially if you're like myself. I'm currently working a 9 to 5 right now to fund the nonprofit organization, and it's not an easy task. It is not an easy task, but at the same time, I feel great because I can put my money into my nonprofit organization. Yeah, I have sponsors. Yeah, and yes, I do have grants that come in, but at the end of the day, I'm doing my work. I'm getting real numbers. I'm having real data that's out there. And working a 9 to 5, it allows me to be able to have a cushion, for the organization and still be able to take care of my household, because I have to do that. So, starting a nonprofit organization is not easy. You're not going to get money like that. And I'm not in it for the money. I'm really in it to be able to educate my girls and my boys out there in the community. So it's just the mindset and the mentality in which you feel like you want to go into the business. But at the end of the day, just do straight business, make partnerships, make good relationships, but focus on your kids. Focus on the babies. They're babies. They need us, For the love of my grandmother and my grandfather, Reverend Pastor John T. O'Hara, in which I love. He is a Leo, man. I love him to death, but he was my biggest inspiration. My grandmother, she was my biggest inspiration. She cleaned homes and houses for white people back in the day, and they saved their money, and I had a chance to see both sides of the fence, and I decided I wanted, the other side of the fence. So I finished school and went to college and, made a life for myself. So I consider myself to be, one of the ones that made it out. If I can do it, anybody else can. So I have a daughter, a 12-year-old daughter, which is beautiful. She's a straight A student. So, looking at the circumstances from which I didn't have my mom to tell me about getting good grades and good credit and leaving a legacy, for your family. I wasn't taught that by my mother, I was taught that by my grandparents, so I picked up and I learned a lot of things by way of my grandparents, but here I am doing exactly what I seen my grandparents do. And for the love of me, leaving Show Me the Way Foundation to my daughter, it means a lot to me. It's passing a torch. So, and I hope that I'm instilling the right thing in her, and she's learning to say, okay, mom is helping kids in the community, so can I. The business world of nonprofit it's been a little bit challenging. I find that there are major companies that at the end of the day, they don't sponsor. There are some organizations that at the end of the day, they won't like to partner. it is a struggle. It's a bit of a struggle there, as from a funding standpoint, and sometimes with even hiring people to help you with the organization. There are people that come around and think that you're rich, and I have to tell people all the time, T's not rich, and is the support factor sometimes can be great, but sometimes it's like that has been my biggest hang up with people wanting to charge so much money, and it's for a nonprofit organization. So, I mean, the event planning world in Atlanta is it's an awesome world, but there are a lot of fees that come along with wanting to do a fundraising event, and I just look at them sometimes like, are you kidding me? I'm not paying all of that money, and what happened to, like our President Barack Obama says, what happened to, you wanting to do your part and just give back to the community? I understand that people have to get paid, but they come at you with these prices that are ridiculous, and that's the biggest hang up that I have. I have two great partners that I love dearly. Actually, three that I love dearly that support Show Me the Way Foundation, and that's One Stop Productions, Chris Ruffin, Warren Huntley Productions, my baby, he's so awesome, and Ina, with the Ina Salisbury with the Starfire Group. I mean, they really genuinely believe in helping nonprofits, raise money, and at the end of the day, it's not about the money with them. So, I mean, that's been my biggest struggle is, trying to get serious help with the organization, but at the same time, the prices and the fees that people want to charge nonprofit organizations is crazy. Stop trying to get rich off of a nonprofit organization. If I am here, to help the community, why can't you be here to help as well? I understand that we have to get paid to do that, but like, guys, come on, put your time in, do your community service work like our President Barack Obama says. Do your part. We're currently looking for board members, and volunteers. So we have summer programs that are coming up in the community. So if you would like to volunteer, please contact us. You can log onto the website at www.showmethewayfoundation.org, www.showmethewayfoundation.org. We need you.